Well, we think that it's not about raising taxes, it's about fixing roads. And we think an 8-cent gas tax increase right now is sufficient to fix the roads in South Carolina over the long term. You know, I hear Republicans a lot of times talk about not raising taxes, but they always end up doing it anyway. Democrats are just honest about it, and we say, hey, this is what we really think. So our increase will be a little smaller than theirs, but we think right now, with the level of confidence we have in the Department of Transportation, that they can really only handle an increase in this amount. If in 10 years from now or 5 years from now we need to revisit that, Democrats are practical and pragmatic. We would. We don't sign pledges or oaths saying we'll do one thing or another. We try to make up our minds when we get here and listen to the arguments. Hey, if D.C. will send several $1 billion to South Carolina to fix our roads, I would join with Governor McMaster and say, we'll take it. So it's kind of interesting to see him do that. So our position would be, if we get a significant increase in funding from the federal government, then maybe we won't need to raise the gas tax to a full 8 cent or a full 10 cent. We need to be able to make decisions as information comes to us. One of the problems with our Republican friends is they just always seem to be in a straitjacket. It's either got to be all or nothing. You can't have reasoned debate every year. So, for example, the Republicans want to increase the gas tax by more than we've proposed, but we say if we need to increase it more, let's wait 4 years, and then we can make that decision. There's nothing that says you have to do everything this year. Well, I'm very optimistic about what the governor will say, and I look forward to hearing his plan. I think Governor McMaster won't do like Governor Haley and Governor Sanford and sit around and fiddle while our roads crumble.
We must not raise taxes on our people unless it is the absolute last resort and there's no other way to do it. In studying this issue, I've learned things that I had not known before, and I'm continuing to study. I've been studying for a long time, as have others. But it's a last resort. I'm not going to raise taxes on our people, except as a last resort if circumstances allow nothing else to solve the problem.
Take care of our rural roads is unparalleled and something to be taken to heart. I think.
But rural South Carolina is always going to be behind the 8 ball if the criteria for priority is traffic, number of people, congestion. That's one point. And then the other is, I know we had that in the language, and perhaps Secretary Hall has developed a definition of needs-based, but I would be very, very interested in seeing what that definition is, with the hope that that definition of needs-based is not traffic, those same 3 things. So
we're charged with one of the 4th largest highway systems in the nation to operate and maintain, and our revenues have simply not kept pace with inflation. So we're on a downward trend when it comes to revenues, given the level of responsibility. Our interstate system in the rural areas, our primary roads in the rural areas, our major connecting routes that connect communities to communities together have become very dangerous in the state. We've identified approximately 2,000 miles of road in our state that's the worst of the worst, and we want to target a program to try to address what we can from an engineering standpoint to bring those roads up to par. And so it would include things like rumble strips, paint, signs, shoulder work, relocating ditches, trying to make the roads safer. Our next priority after safety would be to improve pavement condition in the state. We essentially, to get everything up to a state of good condition in the state, we need to essentially double our pavement investment that we're making today. So an increase of about $500 million is needed just to address the deficient pavements in our state. We know $500 million is a very large number, and so we've laid out some scenarios to where if we invested just $200 million more, what we could expect to achieve on pavements. If we invested $300 million more, what could we see? And then $500 million more, bring everything up to a state of good condition.